I'm back. I had to start a part 2. So let's see if I can get y'all back. Let me give it a minute. I don't know if it was my internet or something that happened with YouTube, but we do have all the solar flares and every little thing going on. Part 2 just got notified. Okay, notification just went out for part 2. I'm going to give it a minute. We were working on the energies of the High Priestess. All right. Oh, you might see my guidelines on there too. Okay, hi. Anshuman, hello. How are you? Good to see you. My first live kind of glitched out and I had to come back and do a part 2. So we're on part 2 and we're getting into the tarot readings. I was getting ready to clarify. We're talking about the High Priestess card. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to let people rejoin. What we're doing is we are hanging out with the High Priestess and we're letting our intuition see what she feels like to us, to see what she might mean for us. Hello, Scorpio. Happy Scorpio season. I know it's almost over. We're turning the tides, but it's been powerful. We had a Scorpio new moon. How did that work for everybody? And what does your intuition inform you about the High Priestess card? That's what we're working on today. So today's live is about how to read tarot intuitively, to really let the meanings and the messages rise up intuitively instead of the way that it's been taught historically or in the books. Why? Because these are archetypes. Archetypes represent different aspects of humanity, and we are evolving through this. If you have joined today, please throw a thumbs up on this video so more people can find it and rejoin the live. Hey, it is a collective reading, Varsha, but however, I do have free mini readings. The next one is on Sunday, December 14th from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time here on the channel. I just did one last week on a Monday because my internet went out. Hi, Teresa, you found me. I'm back. We're doing the High Priestess here. So you can check that out if you'd like to see my style. It's a subscribers event, so make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you get the messages. Okay, so we have been working with our intuition and what our intuition informs us about the High Priestess. Varsha, we are so happy to have you. Even if you want to listen in here, if sometimes like little personal messages do arise, even though this is collective, because I'm really tuning into the energies of the viewers that are watching. So you may have some messages come through for you and may not even expect it. All right. So it might be kind of fun. Oh, good. I'm glad you got the positive feeling, like your intuition is informing you. So yeah, we are going deeper into this High Priestess card. We're talking about intuition today and why it's important to use it and to read the cards intuitively, as well as, you know, I'm not saying the meanings of the cards and the history isn't important. I think that's very important to study. There's a lot of symbology, but our intuition can inform us on the more evolutionary factors that are important about what we see in the cards and help us grow because we are evolving. And so these archetypes will evolve with us. And a cool story I have about the High Priestess is one of my mentors had recommended, he had spent some time intuitively reflecting on the archetypes of the tarot. And he said, you know, it's always confused me, or I became confused about why the High Priestess was the number 2 card and why she comes after the Magician, because the Magician comes after the Fool. And the Magician is about manifestation and how we're, you know, responding in the world. And he said, the High Priestess is one of such discernment and such, you know, even Girl Gone had picked up earlier in part 1, she's about balance. She felt balance in this card. And so his the way the tarot spoke to him was that it was so important to work with her first before the magician energies, because she is a guardian. She is intuition embodied, and it's important to have your intuition online before you go into doing your magic, right? Because you're going to be utilizing that intuition to assist you. So she has a thin veil behind her, and on the veil are the pomegranates. So I am going to go into a little traditional meaning here. Pomegranate fruit is so juicy. It's so rich. It's a super fruit, but it's also kind of hard to get to. Have you guys ever cut open into a pomegranate and try to get out the little things? I recommend quartering them and soaking them in cold water. That helps the little seeds come out. All right, so there's a little tip if you like pomegranates. But it's about the fruits of wisdom, and it's about connecting with the fruit of intuition that's inside of you. All right. Let me read a few of your comments here. Scorpio said, I had the thought there is more inside than meets the eye with the red between the yellow. So your intuition had already told you something about this. You notice the colors. You know, intuition sometimes speaks in colors. It speaks in light. It speaks in other ways. It whispers to us in those ways. Molly Leone, hello, hello. How are you today? Welcome, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I would love to have those of you that have joined. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. I have lots of videos up here already, but also I go live every Friday, and I have Sunday evening mini readings, Q&As, so that's quite fun as well. Hello, Benjamin. How are you? All right, so I had asked for the High Priestess to inform us about our own intuition and about how she represents intuition embodied. And for our clarifier cards, I had asked that and intended in part 1 of the video. This is part 2 because my internet or something on YouTube went out. Now we're back. And oh, thank you, Scorpio. Thank you for subscribing. I'm glad you're here. I asked for messages for you all. So these are going to be collective messages because there's more than one of you listening, but I really wanted some of these messages to ring inside of you, to really vibe with your intuition, because that's our approach today in how we look at the cards. So I'm just going to hold the 2 cards up. They are very different, I will say that. And let me know in the comments what kind of vibe you get from either the Queen of Pentacles or the 3 of Swords, the other card here. What's the vibe? What's the feeling? What is your intuition saying when you look at these images? What are you noticing? And drop that in the comments for me. Let me know. Let me know first what your intuition says, and then I'll continue into a few messages for you here. Is one or the other card standing out to you? I will say the 3 of Swords kind of stands out to me because today it's raining. So we've got rain clouds where I am. I think they've just recently cleared, but I kind of see that kind of a rain feeling. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. And what we're doing is we're kind of relating this back to our ability to embody our own intuition and to navigate the world using our intuition, being in alignment with our intuition. Molly gets lots. Lots. Yes, Molly. Yep. The intuition, your intuition will sometimes whisper to you, look at that part of the card, or set your gaze over there. Look at one specific thing. And you're going to want to follow that. You're going to want to follow your own intuition, your discernment, your connection to that quiet voice. Now, I will say, for some of you that are parents or moms, the Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess coming up together. This is an energy of reflection. Some of you moms could be reflecting on yourself as mothers in how you move with your children, how you move in the world. For those of you who are not mothers, this could represent a connection to your own mother. There's a little element here with the little bunny rabbit jumping out the side of the card here of productivity, of action, of movement. Some of you may be actively caring for children right now. Scorpio says, Queen of Pentacles sticks out to me as it's brighter in color, absolutely, and you feel brighter days are ahead. I get that as well. I get that as well. I'm glad you shared that. Vinaya, hello, hello. Scorpio, you're a mom. Me too. Yeah, I'm definitely getting reflection on motherhood, the way we move as mothers, all of the things we do. Now, the Queen of Pentacles also, for those of you that are moms or that have a mom in your life that you're connected to, that you love, or even maybe one who has passed and is on the other side, this could be a reconnection with her energies. And the Queen of Pentacles represents an acceptance. She represents an abundance of something. She is wealthy in a very practical way. Now, I'm not talking about like money bags coming in, but it could be for some of you. For some of you, this is a financial sign that some stability financially may be coming in for you. It could be, but I'm really vibing with the way that you feel wealthy in your relationships, with your relationship to your mother, or the lessons that you've learned with her. You know, we tend to attribute wealth and abundance just to like money and finances, but this goes deeper than that. This is the embodied feminine, especially coming up with this High Priestess here. These two together. The Queen of Pentacles could represent an outward reflection of your intuition. This could be the way that your children trust you because you do trust your intuition. This could be a mother's intuition also coming through. Or maybe if you're not a mom, you had a very intuitive mother. Or for some of you, you may have lacked that warmth from mom with this Three of Swords here, and it's representing a message of something needs healing with that energy. The mother wounding has been coming up lately, I will say, in multiple readings. And it's a tough one, y'all. It's a tough one. Even if you had a great relationship with mom, and she provided, she was a wonderful, nurturing mom, that doesn't mean there wasn't disconnect, or there doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to mother in a new and more evolved way, right? And that's not to say she did a bad job or didn't do her best. It's just to say that you have evolved beyond that. So some of you are evolving in that respect with relationship to mother. Some of you may have felt responsible. The Pentacles is about responsibility, may have felt responsible for mom, especially if you're a sensitive at a young age. And when mom wasn't taken care of or couldn't take care of herself, pain, healing needed here with the Three of Swords. Let me read a few of your comments here. Yes, Vinaya, come to my Sunday night lives to ask a personal question, or you can connect with me in the description. I have links to my website where you can see what I offer. Mamatha, hello. These are collective readings that I'm doing. Scorpio says this is resonating. Okay, so we got it here. Let me show these three cards together. And just give you a moment to kind of intuitively vibe with all of them together and what they might mean for you. So I have picked up on a few of the energies, but I also would ask you to trust your own intuition on this. You know, part of what we can look at when we look at a card that might feel a little tougher, like this might be like, ouch, ouchie, and this feels more like glowing and warm. This could be an acknowledgement of the level of healing that you've been willing to do for yourself as a mom, with your mom, that relationship, the feminine energies. The Three of Swords, yes, it does represent pain, but it also represents knowing and progress. And we have the opportunity here while the heart is still soft and open to remove these swords. To remove these swords and begin to patch up the heart and the emotional energies. And what better place to do that than in the wisdom of the High Priestess and the stability of the Queen of Pentacles, meaning that some of you are very well positioned to do your healing work here. You've found or are finding the safe spaces where you can process that pain, okay? Hi, Fresh Bud, how are you? Welcome, welcome to Creators on the Crest. If this is your first time here, we are looking into how to read tarot intuitively and why you should do it. And so we've spent some time. I have a part 1. This is part 2. We spent some time connecting in with the intuition. So whatever that means for you, please do that. And we're getting ready to go into our second major arcana card and do a little work with this. For those of you who are joining later, no worries. I will, once the video is processed, I will get the timestamps on the replays for everyone. So you can always revisit this. But we've just done the High Priestess. And now we're moving into the moon energy. So in the first part of my video, we discussed which one of the 3 major arcana cards we were most connected to, the High Priestess, the Moon, or the Hermit, which is up next. Thank you, Vinaya. Thank you. Some of you can read auras. I've noticed today some of you are very good at reading energies. Today has been a day that has attracted in people that are very energetically sensitive and are very good at perceiving auras and energies and have a high level of intuition. So makes sense. This is what the topic's about. So I'm going to hold up the moon card here and I'm going to ask y'all to drop in the comments. This is, I'm doing collective readings today. So personal questions, come back to my live Q&A Sunday, December 14th at 7 p.m. Central, and I will do a mini reading for you. Make sure you're subscribed. It's a subscribers event, and come in early if you can to drop your question. Oh, and I might do some pop-up readings, so keep your eyes open. But today is Frequency Friday. This is a collective. What is the moon? What are you noticing about this card? What stands out to you the most when you look at the images in this card? And just really trust your intuition. Let it rise up out of you. Try to let go the conscious mind about how you categorize the different images and let it rise up to you. Let something kind of stand out. Let me know in the comments what stands out to you about the moon card. The moon representing the depth of intuition, representing the subconscious, hopes, fears, and strong emotions. We have a water grand trine going on right now through December 5th. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian energies, the water signs. What stands out to you about this card? And I have looked at this card many times from the perspective of the actual symbols and also from an intuitive perspective. And today we're really looking from an intuitive perspective. AM says the purple lobster and the dogs reacting to the moon's pull. Ooh, I love that. I love how you trusted your intuition as to what stood out to you. The purple lobster and the dogs, wolf dogs, the canines reacting to the pull of the moon. Isn't it amazing how our beasties, our plants and our animals, they really respond to nature's energies, to the tides, to the pull of the moon. They're reacting to it. What could that mean? Let your intuition inform you what that might mean for you. I love that. I love that you noticed that. You're getting, Vinaya says, I'm getting energy from the universe. Yes. What kind of energy? What might it feel like? Resha or Risha says time, moment. Ooh, I love that. Isn't it wonderful how our intuition will sometimes speak to us very simply? That's another valuable thing about the intuition is it's a gentler, softer. When I did the oracle reading, so definitely go back and look at part 1 after we're done here. We got softer, softer, the tender, or softly, softly, the tender touch. And look what's happening with her voice. The voice of the intuition is gentler, it's softer. It doesn't have to over-explain itself. So some of the things you all have been sharing, very simple words, time, moment. Welcome, welcome, Sahil Batala. I am doing collective readings, and we're going through utilizing the process of utilizing our intuitive skills and abilities and our connection to our intuition to see what really comes out of this card. Now, if you have a specific question and you tune into your own intuition, now this is as a tarot reader, this is my dream, that people trust their own intuition. Yes, I can give you the story and the meaning and the symbolism, and I will use my intuition to connect in with your energies and reveal the answers. But when you can do it yourself, now that is a place of empowerment. That's why we're practicing this today. So I really invite everyone to see what you get. Risha says, slow down. Love it. Love it. You know, there's quite a path here. Little windy road, little windy path all the way through the portal into the mountains. Slow down, take it easy. Scorpio said, I saw a scorpion and felt like the scorpion was going after the dogs, and the dogs are trying to tell the moon something, and it's sad because of whatever is said. Yeah, isn't this interesting how you pick that up? We might say, oh, that's not a scorpion, it's a lobster, but gosh, it looks really scorpionic, doesn't it? So one person got the purple lobster AM, Scorpio got a scorpion. The card will inform you all in different ways, and you're really connecting. This is lovely that you're getting various meanings from this. Our intuition doesn't want us to hold such a tight grasp onto exact symbolism and it has to be this way. We're working with the cards today in a way that we're acknowledging that human consciousness is evolving. And I just love what you all are sharing about this. So Scorpio, that could be that you've just picked up your own message from this, or maybe a message that others need to hear. Is this creature going after the dogs? The dogs are trying to tell the moon something, or are they asking for help? Are they asking for sanctuary? And the moon feels sad. One of the things that's really standing out to me is the moon face in a sun. I'm seeing sun and moon here myself, and that's really standing out to me today. And that's all I'll say about that, because I will probably take that into my meditations with my own intuition and work with the sun and moon energy that way. Tell the moon, a doorway opening up. So you're seeing something opening here. Vinaya, positive energy. No worries, Scorpio. A lot of us use voice to text too, and it doesn't always come through exact. I was able to pick it up, what you were putting down there. Yeah, it is. It's a very nice card. It's very packed full of different things, different symbols. Risha says, take the moment to breathe and enjoy what is in front of you. Absolutely. What a wonderful journey ahead of us. It's time to relax. The moon comes out at night. It's time to relax, rejuvenate, rest. I love that. Girl Gone says, gosh, I always butcher this goddess's name. Hecate has dogs, moon, and open doors. Love it. And Scorpio says, yes, I see that as well. Yes, I see that as well. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So the moon card, depth of intuition. A lot of you were just in there. You're trusting your intuition. And that intuition, because it is about the inner eye, it has the ability to bridge the conscious and subconscious. I think some of you just got your very own messages from your subconscious as well. So whatever came up for you, we're not going to judge it as right, wrong, or that matches the symbolism or that doesn't. Remember, we're intuitive here. We're steering away from what it says in the booklet, right? And we're going into what it means for us. And based on the voice of the intuition, that whisper that we hear inside and what it shows to us and what it reveals, we follow that. Excuse me. And since we do have, I'm like, there's something else I need to say, and it was coming up and my body's like, you need to say this. Someone needs to hear this. Risha mentioned the road, the path, and we've got a windy path here. It very much feels like with each step, connecting more and more, you are connecting more and more to your intuition and to a deeper trust within yourself, because you're like healing the gap between the conscious and the subconscious mind. That is really powerful internal work to do. All right. So even if you came in here today and you're like, I want to ask a personal question, this is coming through for a reason. You're here for a reason. Be sure to say hi in the live chat if you haven't said hi already. All right, I'm going to pull some clarifiers, which will give us the intention here with the clarifiers. So we have an intuitive practice here, what our intuition tells us about the moon card, which is our subconscious. And then we have some clarifiers. This is the little Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. And it's kind of like a little mini deck. I like it. It's a good travel deck too. What we can do here is ask for messages for you all. Those of you that are watching, the creators community that is watching live or on the replay, we used our intuition to connect to the moon. Hello. Hello, Asims. I can't read that whole name, but I gotcha. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. We connected with the moon. Now we're going to get some more messages. We're going to see how these connect to the moon, but we're going to continue to use our intuition. So I want to show you the two cards of clarification that we got together first of all. Ooh. Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Oh my goodness. What do these two images evoke in you? What are you feeling as you gaze upon these two characters? Okay, Mario. You go by Mario. Hello. This is a collective reading, Mario, but I hope you stick around because oftentimes the messages will feel personal. And I do have live free mini readings Sunday, December 14th, I believe it is. Whatever that Sunday is in the middle of December from 7 to 8 p.m. Central. All right, so here we have the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups. What do you notice? First, let's go with our intuition. What do you notice about these cards? What does your intuition whisper to you about these two cards? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Take a moment. Just listen to that inner voice. Listen to your inner wisdom. Is there any emotional energy coming up? Continue to let me know. And I will say that this energy altogether is very, very, very watery. Very watery. With the cups and the moon, we got water implied in all of these. We're going through the water grand trine right now. Through December 5th, these are excellent energies to work with. And Mario says, messenger with good news for a king. Yes, you are sensing that we're moving from the page to the queen. And who we don't see here is the king, but perhaps a new message is coming through. What could that message be? Mario, with you in the king energy as a master, okay, because the king represents a masterful energy of every suit in the tarot. That masterful masculine, that divine masculine, what message are you meant to hear? Let your intuition inform you. Good news. What good news? Let that unfold for you. Now, I'll give you my take on it, right? And I'm tuning into the collective energies of Mario and everyone watching. AM says the sun offering a gift of fish, maybe to the mother. Yes. What will she do with that fish? Absolutely. The page. The page is a youthful energy. It can represent a childlike wonder or a childlike experience. So you were perceiving the sun. And he's got the chalice with the little fish sticking out. Got a little bit of Pisces energy for those of you. Somebody here, I feel like you're very deeply connected to Pisces energy. Do I have any Pisces listening? Drop it in the comments. Pisces, sun, moon, rising, north node, 12th house energies. The fish can also represent sustenance. Relationship between mother and son. For those of you divine masculines, this could represent a relationship to your mother. Mother came up with our previous card as well. It seems to be very prevalent. I am's got the Pisces North Node in the 6th. Risha's a Taurus. I'm a Taurus moon, Risha. Yes, the bull. Strong, strength. And you know what? Earth signs, for those of you Virgos, Taurus, Capricorns, you get nourished when your practical world experience feels dried up or cracked or barren and like a desert. The water comes in and nourishes you. Make sure y'all staying hydrated. Everybody take a drink of water. Stay hydrated. At Creators on the Crest, we put it into action. We act. When hydration comes up, I take a drink. I encourage everyone, get a drink of water. Water, water, water. Yep. The Queen of Cups. Okay, let's talk about her for a minute. This is a feminine energy that is very, very in touch with her emotional energies, with her heart space. She's very gifted in that way. For some of you, I think there's going to maybe come this week or next a revelation or something new that you realize about mother, about your mother, or who you are as a mother, if you are a mom, the way you mother. And I want to go with this vibe of good news. I do think it's something positive. You know, when we're going through these transits and we have the Uranus opposition with the sun, so we have the earth in between the sun and Uranus, it can mean unexpected things. It can mean secrets revealed. But sometimes those things that are revealed are helpful and very good. I really feel like this queen could be representing emotional balance. So maybe a situation with maternal lineage or energy. So we're talking about mom, maternal grandmother, maternal great grandmother. We're talking about that line. Everyone has that line in their ancestry somewhere, most likely. We're talking about those energies lining up, coming together, and you being aware of something. And Teresa says, please, I need good news. Yes. Yes, and have you considered, and this goes for you, Teresa, and everyone on here. It's about nothing you have to say, but you yourself are the good news. Because if you've landed here at Creators on the Crest, you are aware of that greater part of you. Some of you will call it the higher self. You're very much in connection with that. You're connected to your greater being. You know you're sensitive. You know you're intuitive. You're connecting in with that energy. Could it be you are the good news? How will you express that news intuitively? Remember, we got that in the oracle reading. Is it difficult? We got this in the oracle reading, like threading the eye of the needle. Is it difficult to connect with mom or those mother energies and be the good news? The moon could represent too the subconscious fears coming to light, something that feels scary, like it could be trying to get the dog and the wolf here, these creatures. But it comes up out of the dark waters and all of a sudden we can see it. It's reminding me of, from the movie The Lord of the Rings, the Watcher, the thing that comes like out of the water and tries to get them. Fears can seem like that sometimes. Fears can seem like they're trying to get us, right? They're trying to get us. Mario, thank you. Oh, thank you so much for joining, Mario. Big hugs from Serbia. I love it. Risha says, trust the process. Be patient. We are aligned into this higher power. There you go. You're connected. You feel that. Sometimes it's just about going deeper into that. And like you said, trusting it. Trusting the journey. This moon card and the page and queen coming up with it, the cups, this one, it carries a lot of emotional energies. Risha says, expressing with a soft, calm manner, not all actions need a reaction. Yes, yes, yes. Physics says for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. But when it comes to communication, and the intuitive voice, it's that whisper, right? It's that softness, softly, softly. It's that calm. And sometimes that calm voice that communicates, it may be something we're meant to work with for a little while. We don't have to respond right away. We can sit with it. All right. There's really, I know we're moving into Sagittarius, and I know that's like riling things up a little. The fire is sparking, and some of us are going to feel like we're pulled into like action. And, you know, Teresa from Yourself Evolved, you just helped me out with this in one of the readings that you provided, the Let It Fall. I too, even as a mentor, I too have colleagues and mentors of my own. And Teresa helped me with this lately. And it has to do with like what Risha's talking about, the productivity, the action, 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 action. This queen would say, no, even though that Sagittarius energy is pulling us now, do something, go for your goals. You've got to take action. The queen would say, let's be gentle here. We don't have to force it. We can trust the process. We can let it flow, right? Yes, absolutely. So sometimes when we are really setting that desire and that need to have like good news or some breakthrough or something come up with it, we create a resistance. If we can soften into more of those receptive energies, right? Trust is saying, I struggle with the productivity mindset too. Yes, it's just like crank out more, crank out more, crank out more, be consistent, da, 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 right? But a lot of us, as we're transforming our lives and we like left the corporate world and things like that, we've become entrepreneurs and we have changed our rhythm. We don't want to recreate the hamster wheel here. And these energies are saying soften, soften, soften. Whispers, the journey, the path. And what is this? What do you guys sense about, guys and gals? What are these yellow flecks? What is that? What could this mean? What is coming down on these companion energies of the wolf and the dog? They're definitely, like some of you have intuited, they definitely do have their attention on the moon, inside this sun. What are these? Could that represent some of the solar energies that are bombarding the planet right now? Could that represent the connection of the sun and moon? Perhaps, perhaps. Go with what resonates with you and take this deeper into your work. All right. These readings today, as we're really feeling into the intuition, there may at times feel like some of the energies don't start and begin because they're flowing with that intuitive voice. And when I went in with the intention today of helping everyone connect with their intuition through the images of the archetypes of the tarot, you may not feel like the reading began here and ended here, okay? These readings may continue to work with you. I wanted them to be very much alive in you and spark your intuition. So that's a little different sometimes than like if I do a pre-recorded reading and here's we're going to do this, then we're going to do this spread, and then we're going to do the oracle card, and then it's done, right? This is a bit different feeling today because we're working with the energies of intuition. So we're flowing in, we're flowing through, and we're flowing out of the experience today with the energies still speaking to you intuitively. And some of you, I want you to come back next Friday. And maybe next Friday, we'll go through and we'll do some sign readings and we'll see how things landed with everyone. That might be an interesting thing to look into. Tressa says she saw the falling leaves. Ooh, what do you need to shed? A shedding. I love it. More water, rain. It has been predicted water will become valuable and scarce. Ooh. And I know in some areas of the country, I lived in the Southwest for a short time. It's a big deal. It's a big deal in the Southwest, the water conservation and distribution. I live now in a wetter part, but we have seen our dry spells. Have you all read the Dune series? That is all about water scarcity. Wow. The power of that elemental energy. If you're feeling into that, that might be something to look into. I really loved the book. I know the movies are out, but I've only read the first book. I haven't read the whole series, but there's so much packed into that one book experientially that I need time with it. I need time with that. My intuition needs time with that. There's so much going on in that story. Okay, y'all. We're going to shift gears slightly into the Hermit, which is our third and final tarot breakout card today. Let me put this up. Bye, Molly. Thank you. Nice having you here. I hope you can join us next time. What is the Hermit? What is the vibe here that you get? Just check in with your intuition. What is the vibe for the Hermit here? As soon as I pull this card up, I'm starting to cough. I don't want to share too much right off the bat because I want your own intuition to speak to you. What do you see, feel, notice, vibe with in this card, the Hermit? I love how the cards too in the traditional deck have like the periods. The Hermit, period. All right. So this is the energy we're going to work with next. And I want to mention a little bit about the Hermit while you're reflecting. The Hermit, the reason I pulled the Hermit to talk about in regards to intuition has to do with that very close connection between the introspection represented by the Hermit energy and intuition. And, really looking at the difference and the similarities between introspection and intuition. And so I was working with that. I was looking into it and someone had described it really well. It says that introspection is the process in which the mind understands the intuitive thoughts and emotions. This is about information that gets woven. Remember in our oracle message, someone brought up the weaving. The weave, was it Girl Gone maybe? This is information woven into wisdom. Isn't that great? As we connect in this deep way with our intuition and we uncover the information, because remember, intuition connected to subconscious as well. That information comes to the forefront of our conscious mind and we weave the two together. So we're bridging that gap once again, that's that conscious subconscious wedge. We're bridging that, we're bringing it together. The Hermit does that very internally. Absolutely. Could this mean like having some time for yourself? Yes. Because the intuition softly whispers to us, it would be good to have a little solitude or some time in nature to connect with these energies, perhaps. Tressa says from Your Self Evolved, trusting yourself, your intuition. The light doesn't show much, so he has to trust his intuition. Yes, he's got but a mere lantern and a very gray background, a very gray cloak that he's wearing. Everything is very gray. It's not as pronounced. And he must light his way. He's got a wand, a staff. And the lantern represents his own intuitive light, his own inner wisdom. And so moving on the path that we saw in the moon card, sometimes the day will be sunny and lit up, and sometimes it will be dark and the moon will be out, and you're definitely going to need your lantern, your flashlight, your torch. There's a beautiful Norse rune, the Kenaz rune, K-E-N-A-Z, that is representative of the torchlight, the torch. And guess what happens when you light your way on your own path intuitively? It opens it up for others to do the same. And you end up evolving into a lighthouse of intuition. Beautiful. That information woven into wisdom, that's what the High Priestess is guarding here. So we see how all three of these major Arcana cards are connected. Not necessarily in order, but that's part of our evolution. Sometimes we're taking things out of order to make a connection and coming back into that. Susan Kraft, hello. Hello, hello. Whew. Oh boy. I'm trying to do clarifiers for the Hermit right now. Welcome into Creators on the Crest. We're talking today about how to read tarot cards intuitively and why we should. And we're on our third and final tarot breakout reading today. It is the Hermit. This is a collective reading. And I have asked everyone to see and feel into and observe using the intuition, which means to look within, to contemplate, to gaze at with the inner eye what the Hermit might mean for them. And I'm getting ready to pull a few clarifiers, which will be messages for you all who are listening. And the cards just keep falling out here. Ooh, the Hermit must have something to say. Your intuition has something to say here. The cards that I pull as clarifiers are meant for the audience watching here. Okay. The Creators on the Crest community. And wow. Okay. So the Hermit energies, when we take things internally and we're listening quietly to the voice of the intuition, and we're gaining that introspection, that beautiful inner knowing, and the information is turning into wisdom within. You know, a lot of us feel this as we age and mature, right? We feel like it's less about the information and more about how we turned it into wisdom, how we've utilized the information from all of our experiences to choose the next part of our path or to illuminate our path moving forward. One of the really great things that is happening for you all is that you're knowing yourself much better. We got the 8 of Swords, but we got it in reverse. Upright, it can represent a very, what? Caged, stuck energy. We got it in reverse. So if we turn these energies upside down and we take a new perspective, I'm almost seeing like for some of you who have felt really trapped or caged, or like you could not authentically share, communicate, or be who you are, these swords are going to begin to detach from around you. The ones that have you trapped, the thoughts, the conscious thoughts that have you trapped, detach. And I almost feel like this sword here is going to flow down and cut her bindings. This is, and I think a few of you mentioned it earlier on, it might have been Risha earlier in the video or in part 1 about the universe and the connection to the universe. And these swords that previously have caused you problems. This is a beautiful sign. The swords that have caused you problems, that have interfered with your abundance, interfered with your ability to vocalize, to verbalize who you are, to carry your message forward, your purpose, your vision. They're falling away. They're being released to the universe, right? They'll go to the Galactic Recycle Center and maybe melt down all this metal and reform it into something beautiful, right? Alchemy. And on the way out, these binds are cut, release. She can remove the blindfold and embody the wisdom. Maybe these swords fall away. They go to the galactic blacksmith and it gets reforged into this amazing lantern here. How about that? Real Lixie, I look like Lara Raj's mom. I don't know who that is, but I hope that, hopefully it's a compliment. I do get a lot. I must have doppelgangers out there because I do get you look like a lot. Different people. Now, here's the other amazing thing about this message. First of all, I love seeing the Eight of Swords come out in reverse like that. Even though I don't usually read in reverse, somehow, some way that card got reversed in there and it was meant to come out that way today. I'll read them when they come out, but I don't shuffle my cards that way. Usually they're all facing the same direction. So it's very interesting. I love that in this depth of introspection and the wisdom that those bonds are being released. And it's opening up like a really beautiful exchange with the Six of Pentacles because we're able to give now. We're able to be in balance with the cycle of giving and receiving. I know some of you are looking for that good news. You're looking for that abundance to come through. When we were looking at the High Priestess, we got the Queen of Pentacles. She's all about embodying that, but embodying that wealth from a place of the energy of giving and receiving and opening up those channels. I do get a sense for many of you that you are a leader. You are a spiritual leader. You are a thought leader. You are an intuitive leader of some kind with this Hermit. And I absolutely love these coming up together because the Hermit, he is actually a card that I sometimes refer to, if you've listened to me before, but now you'll know, as the Master Magician. Even though there's a Magician card in the tarot, the Hermit is the number 9. The Hermit is connected to the sign of Virgo, the sign that's taken all the information and broken it all down and analyzed it and is integrating it now into the wisdom. The Hermit, when the Hermit decides to come out again as a leader, does so with the wisdom already integrated. The Magician doesn't necessarily do that. The Magician, while they have all the elements at their disposal, also is challenged with the Wand of the Ether, which represents, at least in this interpretation, the reality field with all the inversions and illusions and deceptions. So if you trade out the actual inner work with these elemental energies for the Wand of the Ether, for the quick fix, right? Quick, get rich quick, that kind of thing. You're not really connected with the energy of wealth and how you're trusting yourself on your path, then it can be a sidetrack. The Hermit, though, has already integrated all this. The Hermit is embodied in this. And when they come out as a leader, they come out in a balanced way where the cycle of give and receive and all the good feelings that come along with that, I can be successful and I can help others rise up and be successful. It truly is a card about being in service from the place of great wisdom, great embodied wisdom, and not from a need to be popular or well-known or have all the things and that whole greed machine, right? This is about, we have the scales here. This is about balanced exchange. Okay? Sake, hello. This is collective readings today. Please join us here on the channel on December 14th, Sunday, from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time, and I do free live mini readings. Keep an eye on the channel too. Make sure you're subscribed. The live Q&A is for subscribers as a gift back to my lovely subscribers. I may do a few pop-up personal readings. I'll make sure, you know, they'll be called You Ask, I Read. So keep an eye out for that over the next few months because we do have the holidays, so I'm kind of adjusting my schedule. Busy mom here and busy family life as well. Wow, really powerful energies. I want to bring this all together today, first of all, and thank each and every one of you. If you have enjoyed these messages or the depth we've gone into today, please consider putting a thumbs up on the video. If you've just joined for part 2, be sure later when the part 1 processes, it glitched at the end, so it kept like repeating the same thing over and over. I had to close out the live, Mercury retrograde, and do a part 2 live. I will get the lives all updated with timestamps. For your convenience, be sure to check out part 1 because everything flowed together today. And I hope you were able to gain some really new and unique perspectives on how to connect with the archetypes of the tarot intuitively, and also to trust yourself in that and to understand why it's important and how it can help you on your journey. So from my heart to yours, to the creators community, thank you so much. I honor you. And I wish you a very wealthy, from the perspective of that holistic wealth and abundance, day, week, month, close to the year, next year. Let's go, because I'm feeling how much you are evolving the world through your relationship to yourself. Thank you so, so much, creators. And as I always say, stay tuned, stay true, and keep creating. Thank you, AM, for your beautiful comment. I honor you so much. Thank you for being here. I'll see you all next time.